edition. This is the SYMA X5UC. I was planning on flying the X5 today just to bring it back out to show you don't gotta be a part of the new kid, cool kid club. You can fly OG, but we got a baller edition package here. So we have the SYMA, we have a camera, we also have 2 batteries, a controller, prop guards, extra blades, your screwdriver, and USB, as well as the charger. We're going to go ahead and get this out for a fly. We are not using the stock controller. I want to show you guys a little something about the jumper. If you got super toys and you want to turn them into super toys, you might want to grab this. So without any further ado, let's go outside. So as noted, in the baller pack, you get 2 batteries. Unfortunately, I can't remember which one I charged. So we're going to stick one in if we get a long flight time. That's the one I charge. If we stick one in and we get a short flight time, we'll stick the other one in. But let's go. I'm going to choose this one. We're going to go ahead and stick that one in right now. And you just push it in and pop it like that. Go ahead and press the button on top. Once you press the button on top, you will have LEDs blinking underneath frosted plastic. And then you can go ahead and turn on your jumper if you already have it bound. I already have mine bound. With this one, down and out is not starting the motors. Down and in is not starting the motors. You need to throttle all the way up. And there we go. And if your drone does not have as much as a pitch rate as this does, periodically, it seems to have pitch rate periodically, or the wind's just grabbing it. It is because, again, we are using a jumper, but we'll go ahead and bring this down. With a jumper, if you don't know anything about the jumper, I'm trying to come down in altitude. We are down in altitude. With a jumper, if you are unaware, it generally will increase the rates of your drone. It will generally increase the flyability of your drone as well as your distance, like how far you can actually fly the drone away from yourself. We're dealing with a little bit of wind. You could see the flags over there. I'm gonna bring it back over here, make sure, nope, our lights are still good. And a huge reason I got the SYMA out, and again why I was gonna fly the X5C, but then I figured we break this out, was just to show you, you do not have to have a lot of bank to get into this hobby. A lot of bank meaning cash money. You can buy a cheap and inexpensive quadcopter and have fun with it, especially something like this or X5C, which I highly recommend. You can then learn the basics of flight. You can absolutely learn the basics of flight. Learn your orientation. When you're flying towards yourself, your orientation is reversed. Like, let's see if I could demonstrate this. Wait, we might be on low battery here. Oh, we picked the wrong one, I bet. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and drop this. We're going to kill the motor simply by dropping this to the ground, keeping our throttle completely down. It'll shut it down. We're going to go ahead and turn this off, and I would assume that was not the fully charged battery. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take the other one. We're going to pop it in. We're going to shut this off. We're going to plug this in. Bam. Going to get it on as much as a flat level surface as possible. Which maybe that was the reason why it was pitching a little funny. This is not level area. That should be alright. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. We're going to verify lights are on. Lights are blinking. It's looking to be bound. We're going to turn on our jumper. Most SYMA's protocols will bind to a jumper, will bind to a Tyrannus, will bind to a JP4-in-1. Look at the yaw rate you got with this. But here, so check it out. I'm going to fly towards myself. Try to anyway. As I'm pressing right, it's going left. I'm pressing back, it's going forward. I'm pressing left, it's going right. I'm pressing forward, and essentially by base heading, it's coming back to me. This thing will not stop on a dime, so be aware of that. Takes a little bit to stop, so like if I wanted to stop in front of me, probably throw on the brakes there. There we go. So it's not as bad as I had thought. We're gonna go ahead and bring this down and give it a little look at it. Give a little look at it. SYMA's been around forever, guys. Again, you do not have to have the most expensive quadcopter to be in the cool kids club. If you're in a group and that's what it takes to be in the cool kids club, well, you're in the wrong group. You might want to join one of two groups: Drone Exclusive on Facebook, link for that will be down below, or Drone Days. You really this is a hobby. This is not it shouldn't be, hey, we got the coolest drone and you got a cheap plastic one, you suck. No, that's not how it should be, but unfortunately that is how it is in certain circles in this community, and I think it's a little bit childish. We are all playing with toys, no matter if they're a $1,500 toy or if it's a $40 toy. They are all toys. They're RC equipment. They're not necessities. They're definitely wants. Sure, some of them we use as tools to make money, other ones we just sport fly to fly, and other ones we just fly like this because we got it and we want to fly it. Link for this will be down below. I do believe I have a BALLER package link. I know there wasn't too many of these when I got mine. I think there was only like 5 left. And then I'll probably find a SYMA X5 link, throw that down below. You used to be able to get the X5C bind and fly, and what that meant is you just got the drone. And if you had a jumper, you had a Tyrannus with a JP4-in-1 or a multi-protocol module on the back of it, you were able to buy the drone and just bind it right to your controller. I think a lot of toy grade companies should start doing this. And like I said, I think in my last or second to last video, they should be using common protocols, because SYMA, 90% of SYMA's stuff is on the SYMA protocol. So guess what? 90% of all SYMA drones you combine with a jumper or a Tyrannus. Yeah, the first one was definitely the non-charged battery. We're definitely getting a better flight time here. People probably think, well, why is that guy standing there looking up in the air? What's in the air? Not seeing the drone. Throw on the brakes. Yeah, it takes a little while to throw on the brakes. Get a good look at this here. Good look. Woo! This is typically an altitude hold quadcopter. Unless you find your center point, which that might be center point. It's still going to rise a little bit because we're not completely centered, and now it's going to drop. You kind of lose the altitude hold on a jumper because your left stick is not self-centering, which actually I prefer not to have altitude hold toy grade drones. It's good for camera drones. Like, it's really good for like a Spark or a Mavic or a Phantom that you're trying to get really, really good quality footage. But if you're just flying around, whoo, uh-oh. Okay, I got my heading back. I was going to say, we're over the road and I've lost my orientation. No good. This will give you a vague idea on how long this drone will fly. Obviously, it might fly a little bit longer on the stock controller because the rates on the stock controller are probably not as aggressive. Meow. Again, the BALLER package is not for everybody. I've noted in one of my other videos, it's a gotta collect them all syndrome. Like Pokemon, gotta collect them all. It's kind of where, hey, I got extra money to burn, what can I buy? What don't I have that I can buy? And that's what the BALLER package is for. You got that extra money, you want to spend a little bit extra, you want to have a case for your drone. Even if you don't have a jumper or a Tyrannus, you now have a case for your drone, your batteries, and your controller. You can grab and go and look like a businessman heading out the door. Meanwhile, you have a toy. You have a toy in your business pack, your briefcase, so to speak. It's also a good, if you take them out on the field, especially like a grassy field, they're good to take off and launch from. It's definitely an added advantage to them. But you could also put other stuff in it. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the case. If you don't remember the case, go to the beginning of the video, look at the case. There's lots of extra spots to put extra stuff in it. So you could definitely probably put a little whoop in there, put some whoop batteries in there, and have 2 drones in your business case, in your business briefcase, and the world will think you are something important, especially if you go outside in a suit and tie. Little do they know that you are going out to play with some drones. But they don't got to know that, right? You could be the important guy on the block. Look at everybody else on the block going to work in moderate conservative clothing, and bam, Armani suit. Just bust out the door in an Armani suit, hop in your Dodge Durango, and go out and fly. Yeah, if you want to do that, you could absolutely do that. Or you could be like me and just kind of walk outside of your house in basketball shorts and a t-shirt and go out and fly. But if you want to look business professional, the BALLER package absolutely supports business professional look. And also your time on this, your flight time will see, it might increase on the stock controller, but it might decrease. How does that make any sense? Well, I don't have my camera plugged in, and I'm sure the camera doesn't consume too much energy, but it will consume a little bit of energy, and I don't have mine plugged in. So if you have yours plugged in, you might be getting a little bit shorter flight time. Weather right now, I think it's like mid-70s, and it's almost prime time to be flying. I mean, I have a little bit of wind. You can see that tree, whoops, looking at a tree, not paying attention to the drone. You can see the tree in front of me where the drone is. We'll put the drone right in front of it. It's waving a little bit. It's not too crazy. And telltale sign of the wind, if you see the flags back there, there's a firefighter flag, American flag, and a police flag back there. They're waving a little bit, and the wind's switching. So this is a moderate wind flight. It's really not that aggressive, and I might be standing in an ant pile. My shins are getting bit by something, and I keep like rubbing my foot against it, trying to get them away, and occasionally I keep getting a bite. This thing's flying forever, man. BALLER package? Did we get BALLER batteries? Like, it feels like I've been out here forever. All good fun. This drone might be able to carry a mini Mobius. It should be able to carry a Hawkeye Firefly. I think that's what they are. The Fireflies. Not the Q6, but the $20 one that I jammed in a Bugs 3's grill first. And I showed everybody, bam, no mod, Bugs 3 1080p. Maybe I'll link that down below. I would think this would be able to pick that up. That way you can get good quality 1080p. Bam, so there's our LVC. We're gonna go ahead and LVC, low voltage something. LVL. There we go. Should shut off. Throttle all the way down when you are on a non-altitude hold controller with the SYMA. Like, even if you had a SYMA X8 controller, you can fly this off of an X8 controller. But alright guys, I'm jaydrone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Any questions, comments down below. OG SYMA out to play. SYMA. Alright, later.